Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question's to the Premier. Premier, this week you announced a $750 million stadium to be built within 5 years and $1.5 billion for housing to be built in 10. Why do you consider a stadium a more urgent need than housing? Why are you spending the same amount each year on a fancy stadium with a retractable roof as you are on homes during a housing crisis? Why is it going to take twice as long to build homes for Tasmanians who desperately need them than it is a massive stadium that, if it is ever built, will be empty for most of the year?
Premier.
Gee, that's...
I thank the Leader of the Greens for that question. And look, your question doesn't surprise me. I know that you've taken a view in terms of supercars.
You're going to just lob into personal attacks?
You've taken a view in terms of football in the past. This is one time that I would have hoped that you could have been aspirational, that you could have acknowledged, that on the one hand, earlier this week, the government announced the most significant...
Premier, if you could, through the chair, please. I'm trying to make it so that Miss O'Connor isn't incited into making some interjections, so if you could, through the chair.
Well, that's ruined my strategy there, Mr Speaker.
Exactly. All politics all the time.
Through you, Mr Speaker, and it was a light-hearted comment. Through you, Mr Speaker, I would have hoped that the member could have acknowledged that we made the most significant announcement in terms of social and affordable housing that has ever been made in this state, that we laid down a longer-term plan in terms of how we want to address both the need to build more social and affordable housing, but also at the same time how we were going to provide people with the opportunity to get their first step onto the property market, Mr Speaker, with the housing market entry program, where the government will take equity, significant equity, to provide young Tasmanians in the main the opportunity to get off the rental roundabout and to get into a home of their own, Mr Speaker.
That's right.
Ultimately, that equity will need to be returned to the state government, as it currently is with the home share program. But it is a fantastic opportunity to break the cycle. In a state of this size, Mr Speaker, time scale can be against us, but in this instance, we have the opportunity, I think, that some of the larger jurisdictions don't have. And so, Mr Speaker, in terms of the stadium announcement, the fact that's there that the member walks past are that, one, the construction of that stadium will provide significant job opportunities. Two, significant economic opportunities, Mr Speaker. And thirdly, it will provide for young Tasmanians, boys and girls, men and women, the opportunity to be aspirational and subject to, and again, as the stadium is subject to gaining an AFL licence, Mr Speaker, will provide the opportunity for young Tasmanians, regardless of who they are or where they live, to have the same opportunities that other kids in other states have as well, Mr Speaker. And I would have thought that that was something that the member for Clark and the Leader of the Greens could have also supported. This is about putting a flag on top of the hill, as Clarko said. And what will happen is that we will broaden and strengthen the base socially, economically, and in terms of sport, yes, for community sport as well. But this provides us with an opportunity to once and for all, provide for our people the same opportunities that others have in other states.
That's right.
Whilst at the same time, and I make this point, whilst at the same time, Mr Speaker, as I announced on Monday, delivering the most significant program of social and affordable housing builds that this state has ever seen, providing the greatest opportunity for young Tasmanians to get off the rental roundabout and to get into a property of their own,
That's right. Mr
Speaker. And at the same time, and the member walked past it, we announced a 10-year vision for health, which will see more than $1 billion spent on health facilities around the state, Mr Speaker, to ensure that Tasmanians can get the care that they need when they need it, Mr Speaker, in fit-for-purpose facilities across the state.
Mr Speaker.